Good morning. Welcome to the Celtic Way Morning Briefing Live. It's Friday, October the 22nd. I'm Tony Haggerty, you know that by now, and I'm joined by Aidan Macdonald, Twitter handle Haggerty10 for myself, and Twitter handle at Aidan C. Macdonald, which we found out the other day. The C stands for Charles, for those who weren't present, but there you have it. Young Aidan, how the devil are you? You all right?
I'm good, Tony. How are you?
I'm very well. Now, first things first, we've got to remind you about this wonderful prize, best ever subscription offer that we're giving away. And here it is, guys. It's Celtic travel to the Santiago Bernabeu to play Real Madrid in their final Champions League Group F match on November the 2nd, and one of you and a friend can be there at the match, courtesy of the Celtic Way and Travel Bank Holidays. As you can see on the screen now, we're running our best ever subscription offer. It's 2 tickets for the match, but it's not just 2 tickets, it's an all expenses paid trip for 2 to Madrid to watch Celtic play in the Bernabeu. There you go, 2 match tickets, 2 seats and a direct return flight to Madrid from Glasgow, 4-star accommodation in the centre of the city, and we'll even throw in a bit of spending money for you while you're there. Now, you have to be a subscriber. So for those of you who have already subscribed, we say thank you very much. You'll have had that email in your inbox. If you filled in the email and the form, you're in the draw. If you haven't subscribed, check out the ticker tape running across the bottom. Subscribe. It's £6 for 6 months. Just hit that button, www.celticway.co.uk/subscribe. You'll also get the form. Fill the form in and you'll be eligible for the draw. And the reason I'm telling you all of this is because the draw ends Monday night, October the 25th. So it's the last weekend to take advantage of this wonderful offer. If you're not a subscriber, hit that button, www.celticway.co.uk/subscribe. You'll get access to everything that we write on the website, as well as the daily pods. We get big interviews, in-depth features, tactical data analysis, get a great lineup of columnists, thought-provoking opinion pieces. It's all there. So it's £1 a month for 6 months, guys. Hit the button, subscribe, www.celticway.co.uk/subscribe. Aidan, we've said it for the last few days. It's a fabulous prize. It's still a fabulous prize, and somebody's going to win it.
Yeah, no, it's a really good prize, Tony. And obviously, the fact is, if Celtic beat Shakhtar Donetsk, there's still going to be something on that game at the Bernabeu. So the chance of Europa League qualification could and hopefully will be on the line. So it's all to play for, and it's a good opportunity for whoever wins it.
You heard it from the man there, ladies and gentlemen. Get subscribing. Do it. Now, Aidan, an informed Celtic travel along the motorway to Edinburgh to play Hearts. Celtic have banged in 10 goals their last 2 games, rediscovering a bit of form. Can Hearts pose them problems, Aidan, or what's your thoughts on that? Do you think Celtic have got the bit between the teeth now, got their mojo back, and are capable of winning the early kickoff at Tynecastle? Could go 5 points ahead of the chasing pack again, even for a few hours, but it's still an opportunity to apply some pressure.
Yeah, I think it will be a tough game. Obviously, when Celtic go to Tynecastle, it's never easy. Hearts, obviously, as we discussed a wee bit off here, are not in the best run of the results. I think they're winless in the last 5 games, 4 defeats and 1 draw in there. So it wouldn't be easy, but obviously Celtic are starting to hit a bit of form. So fingers crossed they can get the result, Tony.
Yeah, and as usual, Aidan, we'll touch upon our lineups, or part of our lineups, and who we think will play. But I'll get your thoughts on the Motherwell games from the other night, because it was myself and Graham McGarry that were on. Now, you said 3-0, I said 4-0. Yay. But the two of us, as one of their regular contributors said, both had a Reggie blinker in terms of our starting 11. So, hey, it's up in the air again. We're going to have to do it all again, Aidan, make fools of ourselves. But anyway, what was your takeaways from the other night? Were you impressed by Celtic's performance?
Yeah, no, I was very impressed, particularly given how intense the performance on the previous Saturday was against Hibs. I thought there was plenty of positives to take from the game on midweek. Hatate, as I know you and Graham discussed, and you wrote a piece about as well, Hatate was absolutely superb. Abada was very good as well, getting his 2 goals, and it was good to see Kyogo get on the score sheet, because also he missed a few chances early on. He'd been going through a bit of a rough patch, so hopefully he'll kick on. And I thought Greg Taylor as well, he was excellent. So, there's plenty of positives to take, Tony, and hopefully they can put in a similar performance tomorrow.
Indeed, and as if by magic, in a Mr. Ben style, the shopkeeper appeared. I've put the link to that piece in the comment section if you want to have a wee read at that. Indeed. Now, yes, Aidan, myself and Graham and yourself were impressed by various players, but Haggerty being one of those and Greg Taylor being another. They just seem to produce every other week, don't they, when they're asked, despite the fact that the managers asked them to drink from the well quite a lot, but they are quality players and have been for Celtic for a lot of this season.
Yeah, both of them for the majority of the season have been excellent in all the games they've played. We obviously had mentioned that Haggerty maybe struggled a wee bit against Leipzig recently, but in the last 2 games since, he's been back to his best, and I think you are starting to see what he can do as a player. Obviously, we know when he came in January, he started unbelievable, and then a wee bit of fatigue set in, and he did struggle a wee bit near the end of the season. He maybe wasn't at his best in terms of what he can do, but since pre-season, he's been superb, almost faultless, and I think he's going to be a really important player for Celtic this season, as is Greg Taylor, if Ange and the team want to repeat domestic success that they got last year.
Now, Sam Haggerty comes in and says this, Aidan, Abada is Celtic's most underrated player. We need to start talking him up more. Do you go along with that?
I don't know if I would say he's underrated. I think he does get quite a lot of praise. Probably at times, I think he does him because he gets accused of maybe dipping in and out of games. And I even seen some of the kind of response online in the first half of the night before he scored that I think he had a cross that he could have played in better to Haggerty, etc. And a couple of times his touch was a little bit off, but then he comes up and scores 2 goals. So I don't know if I would say he's underrated, but maybe at times he doesn't always get the praise he deserves.
Yeah, I mean, I said in my player ratings from the other night that it's the impetuosity of youth. Sometimes with Abada, just think he wants to do things in a hurry and play at that pace that he just sometimes forgets to take a second to lift his head up, especially when he's in those crossing situations. But other things he does really well. His second goal the other night was Giakoumakis-esque with a one-touch finish, volley, and he has an uncanny knack of going into the right places and being able to finish. I think that was 8 goals in 16 matches for Abada this season. So, I mean, I don't think the majority of Celtic fans underrate him, but I think they forget that he's just turned 21, and with that, there's peaks and troughs with young players, but he's certainly a player who excites the Celtic fans, and I think he'll continue to grow by learning off the likes of James Forrest, and he certainly looks as if he has. And I like Abada. I like when his contribution, and I still think there's plenty of room for development and progression there.
Yeah, no, I think the fact that you mentioned James Forrest there, I'd imagine having someone like that round about you in the squad who plays the same position that you do is invaluable. Scored over 100 goals for the club, played Champions League football, won loads of trophies, full international. So that has no doubt probably helped Abada develop now that he's spent well over a season with him. So that's probably been a real fact.
Got some gremlins in the works,
right place at the right time. I'd imagine that is probably a difficult approach.
Got some gremlins in the works.
Sorry, can you still hear me?
For those of an older vintage, they'll remember Norman Collier, the comedian so we're getting a wee bit of that, but I'll let you know if it gets totally undecipherable or indecipherable. I think it's what is it? Undecipherable? God, can't remember. One of those words. But there you have it. Now, in terms of team selection, Aidan, without giving too much away, I'm going to throw the big one at you. Kyogo or Giakoumakis. The manager says, would you be like the manager? Would you pin the team up in the wall and then just run away and let them look at it and think, yay, I'm playing, boo, I'm not playing? The manager kind of jokingly said that the other night, but I think he was kind of serious as well. He just says, I don't tell them, I just pin the team up the wall and they deal with it. But I think that's the way he's been doing it. And he said he doesn't have a problem rotating players. I wouldn't say dropping players, but rotating players and he said Giakoumakis scored 2 and James Forrest scored 3 last Saturday, and they weren't playing in midweek, so players just deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to predict a team. I don't think a lot of people expected Kyogo to start the other night, and obviously he did, and he he deserved his place given that he got his goal. I don't know for Kyogo or Giakoumakis for tomorrow, Tony, and that's probably the hardest position to decide. Maybe come back to me on that in a few minutes. I might have a better.
Do you not think there'll be a robust physical challenge from Hearts? I do. I just think he's tailor-made for it, and he's got form for scoring the winner at Tynecastle as well. Did it in January, the same day that Rio Hatate announced himself with the bullet shot, which was terrific. So I don't know. I'm erring towards Giakoumakis, I have to say, only because I just think Hearts will try and do their usual, and I don't blame them trying do the old bullying, intimidating thing, and I'm not saying Kyogo can't handle that. There is times for guile and craft. It depends what way you think, but I don't know. I just think Giakoumakis is the kind of guy who can rummel them up, as your old man used to say when you were a kid playing football. Go and rummel them up, son. Yes, indeed. I'll go and do that, Dad. All 4'5" of me at the time when I was a tricky winger. Aidan used to be a tricky winger. There you go. But yeah, I don't know. Giakoumakis is maybe getting the nod for me just because I liked what he did last week. But yeah, you're still sitting in that fence. I'll kick that fence down one day, get you off it, commit yourself. Go on, Aidan. Cold and hard. Come on. Flip a coin, make a decision. Pin them up and then run away. Put it up on the notes board, run away.
Given you've just talked about the physical aspect of the fixture, I'll go for Giakoumakis, and you've sold me.
Yeah, well, see that, ladies and gentlemen? We've got a cajoling and coach there, and we got the answer. Giakoumakis, yeah. I mean, I liked what he brought to the table last week, I have to say. And I was delighted for Kyogo getting his goal in midweek there in the celebrations and all the fuss that went around Kyogo after it, because he had hit one of those kind of dry spells. I'm not perturbed who plays because I'm confident that both of them can get on the score sheet, but Giakoumakis to start for me. Lots of guys coming in. Gary McDowell, Giakoumakis to start. Sam Hartley, Giakoumakis for him. Kaiser coming in saying morning legends. There you go, Aidan. It's not often you get called a legend first thing in the morning, eh? Marvellous. Your public awaits. Your Wi-Fi gone again, Aidan, yeah? You want to go in and out, Aidan, see if it's better? You back in the room?
Yeah, it's probably better if I do that, Tony.
You want to? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no worries. I'll do that.
Cool. This is when I should have some elevator music, isn't it, guys? To say, in the meantime, here's some music. There you go. But keep your comments coming in about who you would play. I've seen some people talking about Aaron Moy. I think Aaron Moy should stay in the team. Absolutely, without a doubt. Peg Leg Lonergan comes in and says Gigi will play against Hearts. Kyogo will start against Shakhtar. Give us a song, Tony. You've not heard my singing. Give us a song, Tony. Wardrobe time, says Robert Gibson. Well, I've thrown it over to the viewers and the commenters to decide. Is this a time we see inside the wardrobe? Narcotech, agree. Narcotech also comes back as Moy will be running things very soon. And Ozzy says, judge Moy after the World Cup. I think Moy's coming on to a real game. Kevin Ferrier. George's Giakoumakis for 60 minutes, then Kyogo. Damn, man. He's a chin, Tony. Morning, Kirsty. How you doing? Poor Aidan. Indeed, Kirsty, poor Aidan. He's somewhere in the ether. Here's hoping that he comes back. There he is. There he is. Almost back in the room. And just by magic again, Aidan reappears. We were just killing time till you got there, Aidan. They were wanting a song from your good man, but hey, I don't think I could subject the commenters and the viewers and the listeners to that first thing in the morning. Maybe some other time, eh? Maybe at the end of the season, Aidan. we'll give them a duet or a trio with Sean joining in. That's for a later date.
Maybe potentially based off how the season ends, so you can get a wee sing-song going, Tony.
Sam Hartley says, welcome back, Aidan. Kirsty O'Connor says the same. Welcome, Aidan. And yes, Narcotech. Well, just talking about a couple of people threw in some comments about Aaron Moy, and I was saying Narcotech saying Moy will have the naysayers licking his boots, saying that doubted Ange. So I was saying, praising Aaron Moy, saying he's come right onto a game the past couple of games and he's looked terrific against Hibs and Motherwell. Thought that midfield trios looked really good. Moy, Hatate and O'Reilly. Bigged up Hatate, but certainly O'Reilly as well, filling in that kind of Callum McGregor anchor role, and he's did it really well. I thought he's been excellent as well, the 2 games against Hibs and Motherwell.
Yeah, I think the midfield's been doing really well in the last few games, and obviously Aaron Moy's been playing a wee bit further forward than I definitely predicted in my predicted lineup. So Aaron Moy's been looking good. O'Reilly seems to be growing into the number 6 position as well, which is a real positive, given that Callum McGregor's out for an extended period of time. So, and Hatate we've already touched on. The midfield's been absolutely excellent, and they've been a real key part of Celtic's return to form in the last couple of games.
Chill Paul says, I see the Celtic fans are singing your Hatate song, Tony. Are they? What one's that? I would like to think so and hope so, but hey, there it is. And then as the more of Robert Gibson, Roy Race still needs a frame. He does. That blue tack's just almost coming away there, but hey, I'll get a frame for it. First things first, get in a minute. We're busy trying to entertain people on the pod and do all sorts of research for these things. Isn't that right, Aidan? Chal Pilkins back in. Moy's absolute class. Yes, we do think that as well. Past couple of games, and Aaron Moy's been brilliant. Just don't let him out to speak to the press. There you go. Is that guys like me you're talking about? Beach Boys comes in and says, only way to get a bad and Forest 5 goals in the last game on the park is playing Haksabanovic at number 10, which means Moy will be benched, O'Reilly and Hatate in the middle. That's okay if he wants a bad and Forest in the lineup, but there you go. It's a 5 or a frame, Tony. Don't be so tight. See, they miss nothing, Aidan. They miss absolutely nothing. Now, Aidan, would you make any more changes to the starting lineup, or would it be more or less along the same lines as the other night, with a couple of tweaks here and there?
I think there'll be a couple of tweaks just based off the amount of games that are coming up between now and the World Cup break, and as I've already mentioned, I think Tynecastle will come back in. So I think there'll be a couple of tweaks, Tony, not too much overall though.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we think Joe Hart will come back in, although Benjamin Siegrist did well the other night, I thought.
I'd imagine so, yeah.
Yeah. Chill Pill, we'll find out today about
Siegrist. I thought did okay the other night, Tony. He made a couple of saves. Yeah,
indeed. Chill Pill, was Jota fit? Yeah, we'll find out, because Celtic obviously do their presser, and Ange will speak about that today. He did say that he was getting closer, so it led me to believe, reading between the lines, that he might be fit for Tynecastle. Whether he starts or not, I'm not sure if he would risk him there coming so soon after an injury layoff. But again, the manager likes a curveball, doesn't he, Aidan? And if you want to go there and play strongest team and be clinical and be professional, then if you're playing your strongest team and Jota is fit, then Jota plays, doesn't he? Oh, Aidan's gone again. Terrible gremlins, wherever Aidan is. Dear oh dear. What do you think, guys? If Jota's fit, does he play? Let me know in the comments section. Right, you're back. Excellent. We're just talking about Jota and playing your strongest team. And if Jota's fit and he passes that fitness test, then Jota plays in the team, doesn't he? But Sam Hartley says there's no need to rush Jota back, so it just depends on the manager's thinking on that, Aidan.
Yeah, I think if Jota is fit, I don't know if he would come straight back in, given that he's missed a few games. If it'd only been one fixture, then he might have just been brought straight back into the team, but I'd imagine he'd be on the bench, which would be a boost for supporters, given that would mean he's on the way back. So I think even if Jota is fit, he won't start tomorrow.
Ted says, got to play Jota if fit. Gary McDowell says, Hacksaw to keep playing. Kirsty O'Connor says it's hard to keep Jota off the pitch if he's fit. So there you go. And Pete McGee says, even if he's fit, he won't be match fit, bench at best. Yeah, it's, and so it's one of them. It's up to the manager, isn't it? Because the manager makes a lot and makes a point about watching these guys every day in training and bases a lot on that. So I wouldn't surprise me to see Jota start, but will he start? I'm erring on the side of no, that he might get at least a place on the bench, but we'll see. Stegsy Boy says, I'm an East Kilbride fixing internet issues. I don't know if you're an East Kilbride, are you, Aidan? You're in Glasgow somewhere. I'm an East Kilbride.
Yeah, no, I'm not in East Kilbride.
No. Kirsty O'Connor's actually said she would substitute for you, Aidan, if it goes again. So there you have it. How quickly they forget.
That stage, to be honest.
How quickly they forget, Aidan, eh? Your internet lets you down a couple of seconds and it's, I'll do it, I'll jump into your shoes, no worries. I mean, there you go, eh? The old peacock and feather duster, eh? One day you're a peacock, next day you're a feather duster. I've had it all my career, and deal with it. It's the price you pay for having people hang on to your every word at times. And being, as Kaiser called you earlier, a legend. There you go. I mean, praise doesn't get higher than that, does it really? But Rory Richardson's come in. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Ronnie. Where have you been? Look at the clock. We've been on here for 21 minutes. I hope you're well. Hope you've been watching. Kirsty O'Connor says our internet's not very good. Won't say the phrase that she mentioned, but she said it's not very good. But there you go. Now, all joking aside, Aidan, there's 3 points up for grabs tomorrow. Celtic can take that step again and go 5 ahead of Rangers. It's important that they keep doing and gathering that momentum, playing well and chalking the fixtures off and getting the points on the board, isn't it? Just be clinical, be professional, as I said earlier, and make other teams go and get a result later on in the day.
Yeah, it is a really important game for exactly that reason. If Celtic can go 5 points clear, that puts a bit of pressure on Rangers for the fixture later on. That is the benefit if you're playing early. So yeah, it's a massive game, Tony, and 3 points is absolutely crucial.
Yeah, I mean, I think the manager will see it that way as well. And he spoke about that the other night, Aidan, that hectic schedule that they've got before the World Cup. I think he said 7 or 8 games to go before the World Cup. It is a lot of football, isn't it, when you consider the World Cup's next month?
Yeah, there's a lot of football to be played. That's when the squad depth comes into play, Tony, compared to other teams in the league. That's why Ange has went on in the summer and built on his first year's transfer business, and I'm sure that's the amount of games post World Cup break is a reason they'll dip back into the market in January. So there's a lot of football to be played, but I think Celtic have the squad to deal with it.
Now, we'll touch upon this, Aidan, but we'll probably touch upon it more on Monday. VAR introduced tonight to Scottish football, the Burnley and St Johnstone, and then tomorrow, Hearts versus Celtic. It's the VAR, Aidan. Whoa. So we'll see how that goes. Stephen McLean, I think the man who's going to be the VAR official in the chair tomorrow, making the decisions on what is sent to VAR and not. Any reservations about it at all, Aidan?
I think
Go on, you go.
I think in terms of VAR, there's definitely going to be a kind of bedding in period for it, as I think there was in the Champions League and down south, etc. Hopefully not as long, because they were the sort of guinea pigs. There hadn't been anything like that before, so hopefully it's a wee bit more streamlined than that. Overall, I'll be honest, Tony, I'm not the biggest fan of it as a concept. But we'll wait and see how it goes. I don't know what your thoughts are on it, but
I'm going to hang fire on it. I do have thoughts, but I'll see how it goes. But I like you. I think there are going to be many teething problems, and it's going to cause uproar at some point in Scottish football. I mean, it's uproar every other week in Scottish football, but I think this just lends more to it. So, but yeah, and I think Tynecastle could be the right place for some uproar on Saturday. So we'll see how it goes. I really like this comment from Aidan. Is Aidan considering street statue entertainment? There you go. New career, the Edinburgh Fringe. But there you have it. Yeah, we'll see. I just think, I think it's going to have some teething problems, as you say, Aidan, and we'll keep an eye on that and see how VAR fares in Scottish football. But before we go, I'll let Aidan's Wi-Fi get a rest and let him get a rest. But traumatic experience dipping in and out of the pod. And I'll say, Aidan, prediction. We'll go over our predictions, eh? What do you think?
So I think it will be a very tough game and a tight game, but I will go for Celtic to win 2-0, Tony.
2-0? Are you saying 2-0? Well, you said Tenerife last time, I said 11 so I'll go 3-0 then, right? And we'll see how it goes. You said 3-0 last time, I said 4, so there we go. Let's see what the troops are saying. Jerry Smith says 5-0. Jill Powell agrees with yourself, aiming 2-0 to the hoops. Robert Gibson says 1-0. And Pete G says, will we stop missing sitters? He's addressing that to Michael Macdonald. Sam Hartley agrees with me, 3-0. And as usual, Frank Brennan says, as always, any kind of win will do. Beach Boy says 1-0, the Celtic Kyogo. There you have it. And Kirsty O'Connor says 3-1. Patrick McLaughlin says 3-0. Ronnie Richardson says 3-0. And 420 somewhere says 2-0. So all going for a Celtic win, Aidan. So that augurs well. Guys, thank you for your comments. I appreciate that. I'm glad I didn't subject you to my singing. It's maybe not what you want to hear. John Hill says 3-0 Celtic. And I'll just direct you to, again, you've got to subscribe to win this fabulous prize. It's an all expenses paid trip for two to Madrid to watch Celtic play in the Bernabeu November the 2nd, the last Champions League Group F match. And you could be there courtesy of the Celtic Way and travel bank holidays. If you're a subscriber, you'll have had the form. Fill in the form, you're in the draw. If you don't subscribe or haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. It costs you £6 for 6 months. You'll also get the form. Fill in the form. You'll be in the draw. Expires on October the 25th. Somebody's going to win this wonderful prize, and all you have to do is subscribe and hit that button, www.celticway.co.uk/subscribe. That's www.celticway.co.uk/subscribe. It's as easy as that. And get those forums coming in. And we thank you. Thanks, everybody, for your contributions today. Always appreciate it. Aidan, thank you for your contribution this week. Been outstanding, young man. It's a nightmare when you're up against gremlins, isn't it? You get ever so self-conscious about it, but these things happen. It's all in a day's work, my friend. Don't worry about it. Happens to everybody when they're doing a live broadcast. It's not a problem. We muddled through it. We got there in the end. Tony. Hopefully Celtic can pile on the agony again and turn on the style, Aidan. Another win after those 10 goals in the last. Yeah, after the 10 goals that they scored in the last 2 games and picking up some form as they travel to the capital to face Hearts. Hope you have a wonderful weekend, guys. Result dependent, of course, it always is. Aidan, thanks for all your help this week. Been absolutely magic. Superb. Been a good help to me as well in Sean's absence, and I greatly appreciate your efforts. Guys, thanks for the comments. Take care, and we shall reconvene on Monday when someone's going to be going to Madrid, Aidan. How exciting is that?
Not Take bad, care. I know. Wish it was me.
Have a good Friday, guys. All the best.